What's going on, A's fans? Ghost here talking A's and Tigers. We just want to talk about the series. Can't make a game-by-game recap of this stuff. I mean, baseball, keys to the game, it's really obviously obvious in baseball because of pitching got to be good, hitting's got to be timely, can't make mental errors, obviously no mistakes, can't hang up your pitches. It's pretty gravy in terms of keys. But some of the names that have stood out to me, and really it's going to be about how Bob Melvin can outmanage Jim Leyland in lineups. Melvin, what a difference a manager can make when you have the right person. I mean, last year, yeah, the A's had a losing record, and even Melvin had a losing record when he took over. But when you were watching the games, like, he would make the better decisions or the best decisions possible when a game would go on, whether it was pinch hitting a guy or setting the lineup. I agreed as a fan. If I was running the A's, he did a lot of moves that I'd be doing. So I agree with him a lot of the time when he's making moves in game and stuff. And there's been times I've doubted it, and he's proven me wrong because sometimes it works. I got to give credit where credit's due. But in Detroit, we're facing Detroit. Last time we played a playoff game, it was the Tigers. Now, that's Tigers team from 6 years ago was way different, with the exception of Justin Verlander. I believe a couple others too, but Justin Verlander being the main guy from that '06 team. Obviously that's in the past. Nobody from this A's team is from that '06 team. Mark Ellis, of course, was traded last year and is on the Dodgers, and free agency is there. So no one from that '06 team on this team. That Magglio Ordonez home run doesn't even get under my skin, honestly. The A's were down already that series. Detroit was the way stacked team that year. What I do remember of that was Houston Street being put in for too long. That was all Ken Maka for. I was more annoyed that he put in Houston Street for that many. I think it was the bottom of the seventh. They put him in, and then he pitched the eighth, and then they put him in for the ninth when the closer is supposed to go 1 inning. I'm sorry, you put the closer in for 1 inning, not 2 1/3 or 2 2/3 of an inning. Tried to squeeze out Houston Street, and that backfired. We know what happened. Didn't really break my heart because we were already down. I knew we lost anyway. So, of course, this team, as I said, is different. They got probably the MVP in Miguel Cabrera. That's pretty much a foregone conclusion. He deserves it with the Triple Crown. Major props. They got a stacked lineup, at least 5 solid hitters, I think. That Andy Dirks guy is very underrated. Still have Prince Fielder. This Detroit team's got a pretty good, hefty payroll. They've been paying a lot for guys. The only guy that, of course, existed from that '06 series as well was on the A's, and he's not playing, and he's injured. But Brandon Inge, guy that knows Detroit very well. I know Detroit found him expendable because they cut him, and I know him as a third baseman when Cabrera's already there, been pretty useless. I don't want to see a guy own us single-handedly, position player-wise. They have 5 guys who are very solid, as I said before, hitting. And can the A's handle the pressure? That's the biggest key, of course, of all. We're playing a bunch of rookies, a bunch of young guns. None of these guys, well, not none of them, but most of them don't know what it's like to play a playoff game. Some of them will be playing their first playoff game this Saturday, and which goes on to another point. The key, of course, of composure. Can this hotness continue of hitting and pitching just going well on all cylinders? We're facing Justin Verlander in Game 1. Jared Parker is the best decision. Of course, if Brett Anderson was 100%, I know they're being very cautious there. I'm fine with Brett Anderson not playing in Game 1. I hope he plays in the series. I definitely believe he's ready for that. But Jared Parker is probably the best choice because Tommy Milone's not great on the road. I really hate the 2-3 format that this year. I think it's temporary, but 2 games on the road and 3 games at home. This really doesn't feel like a home field advantage, honestly. Detroit's could get early momentum and build that momentum with 2 potential home wins, and then the A's will play an elimination game in Game 3 if that's worst case scenario. It's kind of scary. Let's be honest here. I had this 2-3 format in the divisional round. Not liking that at all. But good teams, you got to beat the best to be the best. And Verlander's one of the best pitchers out there. Cabrera's the best American League. Statistically, he's the best American League position player out there right now. And you got to beat the best to be the best. That's how it works in this league. And the A's got to prove to me and prove everyone else. I'm not saying we're winning or losing, but they got to prove that they can do this in the postseason when it matters most. And regardless what happens in the series, I'm happy with what's happened this year and what this team's accomplished. I know they're going to be playing for more, and Melvin has done a very good job at making sure the A's take one game at a time, take everything a game at a time. This team hasn't been scared of being down. There's been a lot of walk-off wins, if you didn't already know that. Also, a lot of late comebacks in the 8th and ninth inning. The other thing that also worries me is the Detroit's bullpen is respectable. They actually have an above-average. I think they're a top 5, top 6 bullpen in the league. If I remember right, I don't know the actual stat picking here, but they're a decent bullpen from what I've been reading. We'll see what happens. A lot of it's just composure and seeing if you can handle the pressure and nerves. And we'll get to find out how these rookies do. But the best thing about this A's lineup, you can't look at the stats and just batting average and just judge a guy by that. Because when you watch the games, random contributions come from random people. That's all I know. So yeah, I feel we're partly an underdog because of the personnel that Detroit has. I know we have home field advantage, quote unquote, but it's amazing how many people have jumped, media-wise, are picking the A's to win this, and I'm actually very more nervous about that because of all the pressure they're on. But I will not be able to make post-game videos for games 1 and 2. It's nothing to do with me thinking we're losing or anything. It's just that I'm not going to be able to watch it. I got a job, and this weekend is going to be a little chaotic for me, personal life, so I won't be able to make a post-game for both of them. But Game 3, for sure, I'll talk about the other games. So let me know what you guys think about this series. Let's go Oakland and go A's. See you guys later.